S.a.w brothers and sisters. This is your brother Omar once again here with a gem for you, inshallah. Obviously, what I'm sharing with you is from the Quran, and the gem and the power is not of my words, but it is the Quran itself. It's the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I want to share with you guys something from the last two chapters of the Quran. The gem is titled The Enemy Within Ourselves, and it is a very powerful reminder in the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala presents these last two chapters, which most of us have memorized, most of us have known about. We know the translation. Sometimes we use these chapters to make our prayer, quick prayers, so we can, finish up the prayer and move on. That's a whole separate topic on its own, inshallah. But we all love these two surahs and we recite them. Especially the last three chapters also are recommended to be recited before we go to sleep. And what we want to focus today is on the translation. So even if you don't know the Arabic, you can get this gem today, inshallah. What I want to bring up to your attention is in the second last chapter, Surah Falaq, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions to seek refuge in Him from 4 different severe threats to mankind. And in the last chapter, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us only about one threat, but then tells us to seek refuge in Him 3 times. So seeking refuge in Allah 3 unique times from one particular threat. And that is what we want to focus on. What is that threat? Why is it so dangerous? And first of all, if you look at Qul a'udhu birabbil falaq, which means I seek refuge in Allah, the Lord of the daybreak, from what? From 4 things. من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. 4 specific threats and challenges, but seeking refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala immediately when you run into these threats will be sufficient for your protection. And these 4 evils are from the evil of what Allah has created, the evil inclination of people towards the wrong, from the darkness when it gathers, from the evil of the witches who blow on the knots, black magic, and from the harm in the envier when he envies. So these are some massive threats, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us to seek refuge in Him only one time. But in Qul a'udhu birabbin nas, Rabbin nas, Qul a'udhu birabbin nas, Malikin nas, Ilahin nas, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions 3 separate times to seek refuge in me, in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord, or the Rabbin nas, the master of everything that's been created. Malikin nas, the owner, the king of all kings, the one who owns everything, even the day of judgment. And Ilahin nas, the only one who should be worshipped. So seek refuge in Allah in multiple occasions here. From what? From only one evil, because that evil is so dangerous. And that is Malikin nas, Ilahin nas, min sharril waswasil khannas. It is the whispers within, the enemy, which is ourselves. Don't blame other people and shaitan in all of the challenges. My brothers and sisters, we realize and we totally understand, and it is hard. It is definitely hard with all the challenges and sins around us and the things that we have to look at sometimes, even if we don't want to, and the things that we end up hearing every day, and the things that we have to deal with in terms of ideologies and media and all of this, influx of negativity coming into our hearts. But what Allah is saying, He's saying, min sharril waswasil khannas. Khannas is these external things that we keep blaming that are affecting my iman, and that is the reason I'm not a good Muslim, because of all the challenges. But what Allah wants us to focus on is you, yourself, me, myself, what's within myself, and what kind of discipline we have put together in our life to be able to tackle these challenges, because these challenges are not going to go away. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us to stop blaming the external parties and to focus in the enemy within ourselves, and that is our nafs. That is ourselves, our desires, our inclination to want to do evil. And the only way to protect yourself is to have a discipline, a strategy plan, a plan that would protect you from all of these external factors, from all of these whispers. And that includes reciting the Quran, the book of Allah. If you don't recite the Quran, there is a certain light that is not reaching your heart. And when the fake and the wrong ideologies hit your heart, it's going to affect you, because you're not in touch with the Quran, the right type of people. If you're not hanging around with the right type of people, and you're barely being reminded of the hereafter, and all you see is the glitter and the glamour of this world, and the consumerism and the capitalism of this world, then obviously when the whispers come, it's going to affect your ideology. When you listen to stuff that has no benefit to your iman, then obviously when different ideologies are proposed to you, it will resonate with you, because you've been listening to things that is filth. And what you look at with your eyes, all of this has an effect. And so the enemy is within ourselves, and that enemy could be turned into our best ally by having a discipline, reciting the Quran, going to the right type of gatherings, understanding what Allah wants us to say, reading His book, understanding it, pondering over it, reaching out to the right type of people to hang around with them, even if you find them boring. But if it's the right company for you, you will slowly and very quickly, you will very quickly change your mind, inshallah, that is the right company, because you will feel good being there. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us tackle the enemy within ourselves, to recite the Quran, to be in the right gatherings, to be